ScouterStan. Want to talk about patch trading. Oh my gosh, patch trading. This is a major part-time activity of almost all scouts and scout leaders. There are many facets to patch trading that we could explore and enjoy for many years to come. Patches or badges, whatever you choose to call them, they're a big part of scouting worldwide. Most patch collectors start just trading for the fun of it, but soon develop a desire towards a type of collecting. All of these are usually patches that are meant for the uniform wear. There are many types of patch collecting. One of the big ones is council strips, or CSP. In the United States, every uniform has a council strip on the uniform. Now, this is typically on the left shoulder, and they're not all the same shape. Some of the older ones are actually round. Rank patches. Oh my gosh, there's all different kinds of rank patches, whether it's Cub Scouts, whether it's troop, whether it's pack, whether it's a crew. It doesn't matter. There's all kinds of different ranks that they can be earned by the scout and collected. So rank patches are a big deal. And that also includes the adult square knots too. With that, of course, you have merit badges. Merit badges have been around since scouting began in the United States. For the longest time, merit badges were actually on the sleeve. That's where they were worn. Then they soon migrated over to the sash. They were a round embroidery on a square piece of canvas for a very long time. And for a very long time, they didn't have different colors. They were all black on a green twill. And they have been going in and out of runs of different merit badges for a very long time. So you could collect just merit badges. Here's a biggie. The Order of the Arrow. Every Order of the Arrow Lodge has a flap. They also have series of patches they put out during the year, and they usually go in different themes. So it all depends on your lodge. Now, every lodge is broken up into chapters, and every chapter has its own patch. You get where I'm going. There's a lot to be collected when you're dealing with lodges. They have history, they have different flaps from the very beginnings of the OA all the way to current day. And then there's always something special going on in every single lodge. Now, in that, you also have events like NOAC that a lot of scouts go to and do a lot of patch trading. Now, area temporary patches. These are usually camporees, council camps. We'll have a patch. These are very collectible. Some collectors kind of poo-poo that as beginner, but honestly, if to get a patch from my childhood of a camp that I spent time at, it would be very meaningful. So that's something that you would want to collect. National Jamborees. National Jamborees in the United States officially started in 1937. There was supposed to be a 1935 jamboree, but it didn't happen. There was a polio outbreak in Washington, D.C. where they were going to have it, and they had to change it. So all of that stuff is very collectible. Now, with national jamborees, you also have contingent patches, specialty CSPs that are out there, and then different events leading up to the national jamboree. World Jamboree. Every contingent will have a full set, everything from scarf, neckerchief, patch, you name it. So if you've been involved in that, you know exactly what I'm talking about. They do a lot of logoed stuff. Now, when you start trading at a World Jamboree, a lot of World Scouts, they don't trade patches or badges. They like to trade entire scarves or uniform shirts. So that's something to consider. World patches. Now, world patches typically are badges or patches that represent the different ranks for different countries. And these could also be scarves, full-on shirts with all the patches, scarves, you name it. There's a lot to be collected out there. Now, you also have the catch-all of events, and that could be anything. It could be an anniversary, it could be a specialty patch that's put out. In any of these categories, you name it. There's a lot to collect. Now, there are three big training types. The first one I call direct. Direct is where when you meet someone at an event outside of your area and you trade your flap or your council strip, that's your local stuff with their local stuff. So it's a flap for flap or council strip for their council strip. So it's a way of fellowship and getting to know people, and trading in that way is very direct. Passive. Oh my gosh. Passive is one of these things where where you find patch collectors who've been around a while and they have a lot of patches. And to save time and just to be scout-like, they will set up a storefront. They will put out a blanket, or they'll find a table or something, and they'll put their patches out that other patch collectors can come by and window shop, per se. Of course, once you see the patch set or the thing that you're after, you go in with your patches and they look through them and they come up with a deal from there. And then, of course, you have postal. When you go postal in patch trading, you're mailing these patches all over the place. Patches are extremely lightweight and they're very flexible. They don't break. Usually the internet or world events that are done online, that's a great place to have fellowship and talk with other scouters about their patches and badges that they may want to mail back and forth. Now, there are rules. When you're getting started in patch trading, we want to make sure that we keep in mind that trading the patches is always done by the Scout Oath and by the Scout Law. Patch traders that take advantage of naive beginners are often labeled as not being trustworthy. So you do not want to put your trustworthiness in jeopardy. Now, a good rule of thumb is to come up with a financial value. If the patch you want is worth $1, you need to have a patch that's worth the same amount so that it can be an equitable trade. Now, keep in mind, you also have to put in the rarity and age of certain patches. That adds to its value. So if you have a patch of CSP that's worth $1, but you're trying to get one that's worth $25, you're going to have to come up with more patches. So it's that simple. Now, most scouters, adults, they will often trade with youth to get them enthused or try to help them complete a set. They often will throw in patches. They always get the lion's share. It is also recommended that a seasoned patch trader, a mentor, should go along with the new scouts to oversee all of their patch trading activities. Always remember, when you're done with the patches and you have the patch you want, put it in your pocket. Do not bring it out later on because it may get traded away. Every time you finish a trading transaction with a scout or scouter, you need to look them in the eye, give them the scout handshake. Always remember, both parties in these kinds of patch trading need to be happy with the trade. Patch trading is a wonderful way to get scouts involved in going to events and actually partaking in something that develops friendships that will last a lifetime. So get out there and keep doing that good work. And like always, I will see you on the trail.